days again to the end of the month, and of course, how many months to the end of 2025? Anyway, let's not run before time itself. Okay, today we're talking about something that we've treated this topic from another direction, but today we want to take it from another angle again, and that is the fashion trends for women, which I have an amazing person who will be able to dissect this topic. But of course, as usual, the normal ritual is before I start introducing the guests for today, or we start talking about what we need to talk about, we always go for a tip. But let me just break the ice. What we're talking about today is the trend of young ladies fashion and what actually fuels it. What is that thing that fuels this desire to want to dress sexy, want to look, appealing, you want to look, I don't know, when you want every head to turn and look at you when you pass? What fuels that? Is it inferiority complex? Is it satisfaction? Is it just you liking fashion? Is it just you sensitive to people? People looking at you and their eyes tells you, they're already saying you're pretty. You just like the compliments or you like the attention. Well, we're going to know about that today. Quickly go for a tip. And this tip is something that has to do with dressing, which is definitely another way that even if you're in a working space, you're an entrepreneur. Of course, there's always an attire for an occasion or for wherever you're going to or wherever you think you need to be. So let's go check the tip for maintaining the fashion trend. Every time there's always a different fashion that comes. There was a time whereby there's what they call boot cuts. Everybody's having a boot cut. There's one time where they had the baggy jean. There was this other time where they have what they call it. I've forgotten the name. Different type of trends. Where you see men, complete suits, but now you see men wearing jackets and they're wearing a jean and they're wearing a shoe. You see some people wear native and there's always this palm. Now you see some people wearing native and they're wearing the Crocs. Just different fashion. So this one is just a tip to help you maintain the fashion trend that is coming. Trust me, you can also create your fashion statements. You do not really need to be in another person's fashion statements. You can just make your own statement yourself. But if you want to do that and you want to keep to the fashion trend and you want to maintain the fashion trend, this tip is for you. So let's quickly take a break here. And after the break here, we'll be taking the tip to maintain the fashion trend for the year. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Tips to maintain fashion trend. 1. The first step to keeping up with fashion trends and still maintaining your individual style is to know your style. What are the colors, patterns, fabrics, and shapes that suit you best? The second step to keep up with fashion trends and still maintaining your individual style is to follow your inspiration. Where do you get your fashion inspiration from? Is it from magazines, blogs, social media, celebrities, influencers, friends, or family? Or is it from art, music, culture, history, or nature? Whatever your sources are, follow them and observe how they incorporate the latest trends into their outfits. The third step to keep up with fashion trends and still maintaining your individual style is to experience and mix. Don't be afraid to try new things and experience with different combinations of trends and classics, colors and textures, prints and solids, and accessories and layers. You can also mix different styles such as casual and formal, vintage and modern, or edgy and feminine to create a unique and versatile look. The fourth step to keeping up with fashion trends and still maintaining your individual style is to choose quality over quantity. Instead of buying every trendy item that catches your eye, invest in a few high quality pieces that will last longer and fit better. quality pieces will also help you create a more polished and sophisticated look, as well as reduce your environmental impact and save you money in the long run. The fifth step to keep up with fashion trends and still maintaining your individual style is to be yourself. Don't let the trends dictate your style or make you feel pressured to conform or impress others. Remember that fashion is a form of self expression, not a competition or a rule book. Wear what makes you happy, what reflects your mood, and what suits your personality. Be yourself and let your style speak for you. The sixth and the final step to keeping up with fashion trends and still maintaining your individual style is to have fun. Fashion is supposed to be fun, not stressful or boring. Enjoy the process of exploring, experimenting, and expressing yourself through fashion. Have fun with colors, patterns, accessories, and details. Have fun with changing your look, mood, and attitude. Have fun discovering new trends, styles, and inspirations. Have fun with fashion and let it bring you joy and confidence. Thank you for listening.
All right, welcome back. Yes, you're watching Women's Corner now. Thank you for listening to that one, because that was the amazing tip to actually keep to the fashion trend. Myself, I am also keeping to the fashion trend. I'm always going through books, going through pages, going through the social media, and while I'm maintaining that fashion trend, I have to know what works for my body, the kind of dress that I have to wear that, make me look good. Sometimes you see a particular attire on somebody that looks so good, doesn't mean that you have to wear that same attire, because trust me, it might not look as good as it looked on that other person. You just have to know your body type and what suits your color and what suits your face or what suits your shape. And that way you maintain a fashion trend and still look amazing. Okay, we have a guest for today. Her name is Elizabeth Oladipo. She is an entrepreneur. She is the CEO of O7 Foods, and she's a woman advocate and empowerment advocate. She's also the 2022 Dutch MFA One Young World Ambassador. She's also the member of Youth Advisory Committee to the Kingdom of Netherlands. She's also a multiple award winner and one of the top 20 remarkable MSMEs in Nigeria. It's not easy, trust me. Good morning, Elizabeth. Can we have you on the screen? Can we have Elizabeth on the screen? Good morning, Elizabeth. Lizzie. How you doing this morning?
Thank you so much for having me on the show again. I'm well, thank you very much. How are you?
I could see you're all looking Friday, with the attire already. Ready to probably go for an Owambe tomorrow with Gilly and all the makeup. It's good to have you. Thank you so much for joining on the program. Okay, so let me first ask this question. Why do you think we ladies always just like to look not just attractive, yeah? We always like to look appealing. In fact, let me put it the right way. Most of us just like to look sexually appealing to the other gender. And reason why I say so is because a lot of ladies do not want to, I feel like they do not dress because they want to look good. They just want to look nice. People just, turn their heads. That's another one which would ask. But why do you think women want to dress that way, or ladies want to dress that way, that will look sexually appealing and attractive to men. What could be the math behind that?
Well, I do not think there is a particular math to this. I feel it's a woman instinct thing. It's inbuilt for us to want to look good, to want to look sexy, whether for the other gender or whether for ourselves. We just want to make that bold statement, to identify with who we are, what we stand for, cultural trends, all these things. So it might not just be looking sexy just for the other gender. It might just be looking sexy to feel good about ourselves and fuel our day. That's what I think.
Think is happening to our fashion trend these days? Because before, when we talk about the millennia, we tend to have more of the cover-up clothes, and trust me, we still look very good in those things. Like, if you open some skin, they're already judging you. Like, this is not we listen, we don't judge. This is they look you and they are judging you already. Like, what's this one wearing? Does she even have parents? And that is in the millennia. But now the trend is even changing, that even the millennials right now are even also exposing some part of their body. Now, why do you think, I know that it's probably not a direct answer to this, but we just want to find a circle to this. Why do you think that over time things have been changing from cover-up clothes to clothes that are not so covered up, to clothes that are very light, that if rain drench you, if you're drenched in the rain, trust me, they will see every contour. And even without being drenched, there are some material these days, you barely even see some ladies wanting to wear thick materials. They want those ones that is so, how will I put it, that hugs their body, gives them a cuddle, even before being cuddled. Why do you think that has happened over time? I also have another question, but let's know, why is this happening? Because I fear that in the nearest future, we probably will start wearing bras and pants. I do not know. I'm just guessing, because the way it's going, you see people just walking on the streets, they're on their phone very casually, just going somewhere. They're wearing a bomb shot and a polo, and probably without even wearing a bra or anything, which that's another case entirely. But the comfortability around it is what baffles me, actually. So what do you think could be the cause of this change over time? And trust me, I've not seen where a man would decide to wear a boxer and stroll out. If you see a man now wearing a boxer strolling out, trust me, the first thing that comes to your mind, even his fellow men, be like, I don't think this guy is okay. There's something wrong with him. Men are still wearing their cover-up clothes, but we ladies, by the day we are getting naked. What could be the problem?
Well, that's a valid point, but men do wear their shorts. So for ladies, I think there's been a global fashion evolution, right? It's not just being a today thing. Back in the days, I mean, we look at fashion from magazines. Remember, we want to make clothes, we have to scroll through magazines to see the latest fashion styles and all of that. So now that has been phased away. There's a lot of influence on social media. There's a lot of influence on pop culture, celebrities, what's going on. And there's a lot of shift in technology. So you see people go on Instagram, go on TikTok, Pinterest to find styles that accommodate, or fit into their current mood. So they tend to want to dress to fit into societal norms. And personally, I feel this also boils back to our family values, because I mean, I'm raised in a family where this is the lowest, like the lowest that I can really go for a very open outfit. That is my family values. Other families are very open. Some are raised with very stern hearts, just like mine. So we don't blame our parents, but a lot of people are bold enough to accept changes and want to dress the way they want to fit into weather. And then talking about free clothes, climate change is everywhere. There's a lot of heat. The heat in Lagos can fry akara for sale. I mean, so people who tend to want to dress freely, but that does not excuse the fact that we have a lot of ladies wanting to expose themselves, or use the word, want to dress freely. So I personally feel like social media plays a role, where people go there to source for inspiration, unlike before. And there's an access to global fashion at the top of a button. Our celebrities too, what are they putting on? We tend to want to look at what our celebrities are doing. They influence our decisions sometimes indirectly. They say when you read something over and over again, and when you watch something over and over again, you tend to want to depict such behavior. So it's one thing to see our celebrities give us the right pathway to modesty in terms of how they dress, how they do their things. We understand it's show business, but they're also impacting the young generation of people coming up. They will see these things as normal. They'll see people wearing bum shorts and bras outside during the day as normal, even when we know as Africans it is not. My mom would not allow me dress that way outside, not because it is quote unquote bad, but because she knows that it is not modest of me. So talking about family values again. And then there's also the need for self-expression. And then there's peer pressure. When you're in a group of 6 people and 5 of your guys are dressing up like baddies, Instagram baddies, sweet babes, you don't want to feel left out. You would want to match up with what's going on. You would want to also fit into the box and not be ostracized or be like an outcast in terms of fashion, right? So peer pressure is also another factor. Self-expression too. They want to say, they want to express how they feel. They want to be confident. They want to feel sexy, and in however way they need to do that is what we now see outside today.
Okay, thank you very much. I love what you just said. Peer pressure. I feel like peer pressure is one of the core factors that is actually pushing our ladies to dress that way. And which also brings me to, when you see most musical videos, I'm not even talking about the gospel videos, I'm talking about the musical videos, the music industry, the ones of the Burna Boy, the Wizkid. I have noticed that, okay, yes, sometimes you see Burna Boy shirtless, I know, trying to show some abs and some chest, chisel, whatever. And you see Wizkid also, probably doing the same likes. And you see maybe Davido coming to his old arena during his performance, and he's all dressed, but before you know, there's a pulling of shirts and there's a flinging of shirts, and everybody's happy, yay, struggling for that. That's a different thing. But when they are making a musical video, these vixens are mostly almost naked. It's almost like you need to take your TV up and peep from underneath your TV. You probably see what she's wearing underneath. It's crazy because that's how it feels to me, because there's nothing to cover. It's just for you to just turn your head, but obviously you're not going to see anything because that is the picture they're giving to you. Why is it like that? Because this one, I don't think this is peer pressure. This has nothing to do with peer pressure. It just has something to do with the music industry, or it has something to do with the personality or the sexualism that a lot of men have pushed women or seen women to be, which we are not ready to even talk about, or we are not ready to even shift or change the narrative. Because I believe if we ladies start, you see a movie, no, not even a movie, maybe a photo shoot, or you see photo shoot, a man is wearing up and down complete, and you see the woman probably just one scarf here, one scarf down, or one material up, one material down. And my question is it peer pressure that is also making them do this? Because I don't know, or is it being trying to be attractive? I'm trying to understand, especially these musical videos. Trust me, I have barely seen any musical video, except if you're a dancer. Then probably you're on the shorts or you're on the joggers or anything. But if you're a vixen, they are almost naked. Why is that? Because I know that is not peer pressure. I know that is another way to do publicity for the music. But must women be sexualized so that their music or the industry can be publicized either in the bad or the good light? Is it important? Is it necessary? And how can we actually change this narrative?
I think it's a mindset thing. And from the point of the vixen, I think most of them are dancers, so to say. But then, if we look at it, right, back in the days of our amazing Fela, we had dancers who also wore things like this, but they were not in the word sexualized because they were celebrating culture. We had a face of cultural celebration to it, cultural acknowledgement of how we are as Nigerians, right? But nowadays, we see that a lot of those vixens are dressed that way, not just because they are dancers, but because this is what is appealing to today's audience. I mean, you can't see maybe someone wearing a very big two rapper and all of that dancing to one of our hip hop lively bubbly songs, right? They want to relate with a certain target audience. So what is that audience? What are they craving for? What are they watching, basically? So it's even from the audience POV right now that influences most of the fashion decisions of the vixens or the musicians and all of that. But beyond that, when our celebrities come out for shows, when they come out for events and they are dressed in the way they are dressed, people will tend to follow this trend. So it's not just about the video vixens now. It's not about what they're wearing at the point of making the music video or how they are representing it. Most of all the representation is even gotten from the Western part of the world, where we tend to want to be like them, be like their sound, feel like them in the way they look and how confident they are. So for photo shoot, I mean, that one might even be a bucket list. We understand that photo shoot board where some people have bucket lists of they want to have certain boudoir photos, or they want to have, they have a bucket list of the type of photos they want to take. Now, this is not even about peer pressure. This one will be about maybe trends. They want to have certain photo shots for the trend, the time, that's fast fashion, what's happening right now. Oh, there's a current fashion that is going on. I want to have a photo with this kind of fashion, but so this, I think it's beyond just peer pressure. I don't think that is. I think it's a mindset of people. I think there should be a mindset change. The narrative should be changed. We should embrace ourselves and our culture, our roots from our standpoint, and try to interpret that in our videos. I think our musicians can take a cue from this. Our directors can take a cue from this. We don't need to have all our clothes off before we pass a message about what we're singing or how we love the woman we love and all those things.
Well, I really love what you just said. We need to change the narrative, and that's the best way we can go about this. We still have you, of course. We still have Elizabeth joining us and talking about the trends, the fashion trends for women, and exactly what fuels it. We've said a lot. We've talked about the vixens and industry. We talked about why do we always want to look attractive and sexy. And I think the next one I'm going to talk about is how really can we be attractive and sexy and still be morally standard. That even when anyone sees you, be like, oh, she looks very nice, and yet you do not have to open the skin. So when we come back after this break, we'll still have Elizabeth, of course, with us. After this break, let's go check one of the events we covered during the times where we had content creators come together to network, to sit down, to talk, to eat, and of course to look for a way forward for content creation to remain relevant in the industry and in the country, at large. So let's quickly watch this event, which of course was covered by our very own Galaxy TV. Let's quickly watch this and we'll be right back to the studio to continue with Elizabeth Oladepo talking about the fashion trend of women and what actually fuels it. We'll be right back.
The CSOs and Creatives Networking event was blessed with beauty and brains as celebrities, creatives trooped into the Mamichula Beach restaurant on Nehru Private Beach, Lagos. This event was organized in respect to Loye, an artist signed by M.I. Abaga to bring together a diverse community of creatives and stakeholders in the social impact space to address poverty eradication. Speaking to the convener, Ihoto Gregory, she spoke on the reason for creating the event and how much creatives are to go all out for passion. Ihoto stated that creatives should seek help by speaking up.
Focused on things around no hunger, around poverty, and around mental health. We will do more across the country that focuses on all that different topics, but that's what we decided to do today. And we had amazing partners in the room, we had amazing non-profits, and we had amazing creatives. Find help, find a support group, find someone to talk to, because whatever you're going through, someone has been through that as well. And if they've been through it, then they can handhold you to get through it. But don't die in silence and don't keep quiet. Speak out. Find the circle, a platform that will let you talk and get talking.
She further said that the CSO and Creatives Hangout have a future and the team cannot wait to unveil what is in store for creatives. Also speaking, Emma Abago, who is known for his remarkable contribution to the African music space, affirmed the future of the event, saying that during his time with Loye, he opened up on the challenges, spotlighting focusing on making poverty eradication and depression amongst creatives.
For all the creatives watching this, especially I know that a lot of creatives come to Galaxy TV. Galaxy TV, people don't know, was one of the first stations that would even take my videos. And so I have a lot of love and respect for Galaxy TV. The goal of TASK is to help creatives connect to opportunities. We know it's very difficult out there for most creatives to find opportunities to improve their skills, to get funded, to earn money, and we're trying to build platforms that solve that problem. One of the major bridges that we build is with CSOs, people that are working hard to build Nigeria, to build Africa.
DJ, whose vibe is on match, also spoke on what it is like to hold on to passion and excel through it.
Events like this really do help make you realize you're not alone. And I think that's the most important part, because mental health, dealing with issues in mental health is a very lonely place, or it feels like a lonely place until you actually open your mouth and then realize that you're not by yourself. So someone said something that resonated with me, which is, he said, I've lived many stages of life, and I feel like my career has gone through so many different stages, and I'm currently in the third wave, that's how I explain it, of my career, and I'm hoping that everything I've learned in the first and second wave so far is going to help and amplify what it is that we're trying to do now. I can't lie, the idea of mental health throughout the journey is actually the most important part of everything, and a lot of us started this not being okay. I feel like sometimes you go into music from music is a very emotional job, and it's also a very jealous job. So it's one of those things where so many creatives want to do 100,000 things, and I'm one of them, but you have to focus on one at a time. And I think that's just kind of where I'm at, and not feel like you have to prove anything to anyone but yourself, and the God that you are serving.
DJ believes that the Nigerian government is capable of aiding creatives and also organizing programs to lecture them on overcoming depression and also speaking up at all times. Per a media personality and also a team of tech spoke to Galaxy Television on the importance of creating forums as this, so creative can network, engage each other and share their craft, and also speak up on issues bothering them. The event had great singers performing, with Loye being the headline artist and also revealing his coming singles in few weeks.
All right, welcome back. Yes, we just finished. I felt like I was already in that event. We had Emma Baga, we had Deja, we had who can I remember again? A whole lot of people, a whole lot of content creators actually came, and yeah, we had Lolo. We had so many people that was present at that event, and really they spoke amazingly well. They were ready to support every content creator and network with them. Anyway, let's back to the program. We are talking about the fashion trend for women and exactly what fuels that fashion sense or that fashion trend. Okay, can we have Elizabeth back on the screen? I want to ask her one last question before we go. Hi Elizabeth, welcome back.
Hi, thank you.
Okay, so my last question actually It's stemming from the fact that I think we ladies can still be very attractive. We can still be sexually attractive, because I know a lot of people like that. We can still feel good about ourselves. We can still feel amazing confidence, because sometimes what we wear is what boosts our confidence. You know, when you know you're wearing something that suits you very well, and somebody has already told you, one or two persons before leaving your house, I told you, oh, this looks very nice on you. Somehow there's this, you know, spiritual shoulder pad that you just have, because you feel good, you feel like you can walk anywhere. But trust me, if anybody should just look at it like, why is your clothes like this, whatever shoulder pad was ever there will just go down. So is there any possible way that we can actually have that spiritual shoulder pad, but yet we are all completely dressed, no private parts exposed, no too much skin exposed, and still look very, very attractive to even both men and women? Is there a way that can work? Is it possible? If it's possible, because I can see you nodding your head, then please go ahead and tell us how.
Yes, it is. I mean, so here's what I think about modesty, right? Modesty is not about hiding your beauty. It's about presenting it in a way that makes you feel more comfortable and confident, right? So when you're wearing clothes that make you feel good, make you feel elegant, makes you feel powerful and feminine, you naturally radiate attractiveness. So it's not even about what someone else is coming to downpour your shoulder pad. The shoulder pad got to be demure and outstanding, because confidence itself is a modesty statement, right? You feel sexy. You don't need to show everything to be attractive. With the way you are, you see someone talking to you. First of all, you tell yourself before you leave the house, I look good. I am beautiful. Nothing's going to spoil my day. These are affirmative words that may seem silly, but has worked times without number. There are times that I feel like I have a bad hair day, just like I felt this morning, like, oh, I have a bad hair day. But then I looked at it like, oh, I'm embracing my African beauty. I'm embracing my natural hair, and I can look good the way I am.
It's so sad. Well, I think network is bad. But anyways, we've come to the end of the program. Like she said, you have to wear your confidence. And let me tell you something. You do not, like she said, you do not need to really expose the skin. Sometimes when you dress, you look at yourself in the mirror and tell yourself, I am beautiful, I am confident, and I'm sure very attractive. And just step out of your door and walk with that spiritual shoulder pad, that invincible shoulder pad that nobody can see, and walk. And you see some people even saying, why is she always, always feeling as if she's on top of the world? My darling, let them talk. You're feeling on top of the world because you are on top of the world. You do not need to wear a skin biscuit, a bum shot, or whatever to look good or to look sexy. Own your dress sense. Make your fashion statement. Be confident. Say that to yourself every time. You see those words of affirmation goes a very long way in making your day amazing. And keep smiling. Let me tell you, medically, they say when you frown, you're stressing more than half of the veins around your face. But when you smile a lot, trust me, you are keeping your face healthy, glowing, and younger. So it's better you smile than you keep a straight face. So always learn to smile in whatever situation. And sometimes there's a secret I always share with people. When people annoy you, people say nasty things to you or say things that you do not expect to hear from someone, because probably like you don't feel like whatever has happened, deserve or should have even brought about such a comment. Just smile and walk away. That's the best thing. Smile and walk away, and the person will feel even more pained because they will expect you to react or to respond. But when you just smile and you walk away, it means you are the bigger person. Trust me. Anyways, that's it for now. I want to say thank you to Elizabeth Oladepo. She did fantabulously well. Let me borrow Mr. Macaroni's statement. She did amazingly well. She was able to educate us, inform us, and of course, tell us a lot of things that we need to know when it comes to our fashion sense. And for women, she has already said it. Own your fashion statement. Be confident. We cannot overflog this issue. But I want you to know that if you know you've missed anything we've said from the beginning of the program to the very end, you can go to our YouTube or our Facebook at Galaxy TV News and watch this again. It is very, very important. Anyways, if you do not know who Elizabeth is, she is an entrepreneur. She's a CEO of All Seven Foods. She is a women advocate, women empowerment advocate. She was also the 2022 Dutch MFA One Young World Ambassador. She was also a member. She's also a member of Youth Advisory Committee to Kingdom of Netherlands. She is a multiple award winner and one of the top 20 remarkable MSMEs in Nigeria. I love you, mwah, Elizabeth. I love you. Hope you're seeing this or you're hearing this. Thank you so much from all of us at Galaxy TV. We appreciate you. So I'll